Welcome to Area S.
S as in Sweden.
Today we're going to talk about hobbies.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting subject.
Yeah, and it's a big subject.
Yeah, there are a lot of different hobbies.
Yeah, I mean, we like to cosplay.
Yeah.
And cosplay for me, you craft something and that's a hobby.
Yeah.
And it's involved one of your hobbies too.
Yeah, I like sewing.
Yeah.
And that's one part of the cosplay hobby.
Yeah, and I'm more like, I like the cosplay. I don't so good at sewing, but
Not yet.
But I know I can build with foam or wood a little better than you.
Yeah.
So we complement each other there.
Yeah, we do.
And we have a lot more cosplay plans. So we just need to clean up our apartment and get some other stuff in life figured out.
Yeah.
Then we're back on that. You're gonna see more videos on that, of course. We also have a few collections, but I don't call them hobbies.
No, not really.
We love all of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Everything Tolkien. We have a large library of books. I mean, picture from the movies and about every character and dictionaries and the VHS tapes.
And some mugs.
Yeah, we have a lot Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah, and the mugs is a collection of its own.
But I call them more a collection than a hobby.
Yeah, because they're so broad. They're not one specific thing.
I mean, the mostly with the hobby we take Lord of the Rings is cosplay.
Yeah.
I mean, there we cosplay from Lord of the Rings, so we have that collection and interest of the Tolkien world to cosplay.
Yeah.
And also we did a quiz here on the channel. Go check that out. That's a quiz to rule them all, and I maybe know a little more than you. I mean, you can collect stamp, and we call that more a collection. But if you are over in, I mean, there are stamp fairs, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, markets we can. So there can be both, I guess.
Yeah, but then there are like model trains. They're more of a hobby.
They're more a hobby.
Because you're building the scenography and stuff.
I mean, I guess there are people just collecting the train because they want every train of certain brands. I mean,
yeah.
That's more a collection. If you don't play with them, want to have a display or something. Well, collection is a display, but if you have a, you have a table, you set up your world, your train track, whatnot, Sheldon Cooper style. But we have, well, thinking about it, we don't have too many hobbies.
No, and at the same time, more than we would call a hobby.
Yeah, I mean, like we collect Lord of the Rings stuff. I mean, that can include anything from pop to mugs, t-shirts,
to
books.
Cookbooks.
We don't have any Lord of the Rings cookbooks yet.
No, not Lord of the Rings cookbooks. I meant cookbooks overall.
Yeah, I mean, but we love to cook and we go through them, check out the recipe, and then we cook them. So that's
a kind of a hobby too.
Yeah, I mean, I love to be in the kitchen, cook, and experiment. Other than like I said, we collect some few stuff.
Yeah.
We're nerds and proud of it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Very, very proud of it.
And before we met, I actually did some writing. I mean, I don't write as much as I did. Still have all my scribbles.
Yeah, I've seen them.
All my chapters.
I
mean,
it's a pile.
I mean, I would say this is the pile with all the books. It's not fully read in every book, but there is chapters here and there, and fantasy, stylish, and I have some more ideas up here that I haven't printed yet. So.
And I also got quite a lot of things. I wrote 2. I think right now in my head I got maybe 4 stories, and then I got a few laying in the drawers, waiting to be found again.
Found again, explored, rewritten, maybe published.
Maybe that. I hope so.
I mean, there's a little dream we both have to be published.
Yeah, and we have a project we're working together.
Yeah, we just need to have a day to sit down
yeah.
think about it. But it could be pretty, sorry that I checked the camera there. It could be pretty fun. We'll not go into detail of the things I've written, but
no.
Fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy is great. I also used to like do a little science fiction too.
I mean, I try to the one I can tell you about, I've written. I actually tried to write. It was before the Ukrainian war and everything. I tried to write a story of Swedish soldier in Afghanistan, and they started horrible, and then it was supposed to flash back to the trainings, and then it travels back, you know.
Yeah.
I never finished it. I think I never got to one chapter. Just the prologue, we call.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
Yeah, epilogue is after or pro. Yeah, pro is pro. I can't get it right.
I think prologue is the thing that comes first.
When we have books here, we probably can take one just to be funny. Probably take one that doesn't have anything. Inledning. Of course, it was a Swedish one. And we don't own too many in this book.
Prologue is the first.
Yeah, prologue and then epilogue. And writing, of course, was inspired by the stuff you read.
Yeah.
I mean, fantasy. Tolkien was the father of fantasy. I love fantasies. Yeah. But I can tell you, if I read a book, I never read the epilogue.
Why not?
Because I have my mind how they end up.
That's true.
I mean, I don't want to know that, you know, what happened to Gimli or Legolas. I mean, I know some stuff that happened. I don't want to know everything.
Yeah. It could be sad.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny to dream about the adventures that came after.
Yeah. Should we move on?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I think that's kind of the writing part. We don't want to tell our stories.
Yeah, no. Well, writing. I also like drawing. Like I love everything paper and pen and paper.
I have never mastered the skill of drawing. I can draw stick figures having a war. That's what I can draw. Basic level. I mean, drawing has never been. I can draw for cosplay if I need to. I mean, I can follow and I can have a ruler and I can trace it on paper, but I cannot do anything. Straight lines around, okay?
Yeah.
I could never do the tree to Faraday if I didn't have her. I mean, I probably would have to print it out somehow if I wanted to.
I can show you a way for that later on.
To print it out? Yes, please.
Well, I have loved drawing since I was very small. Like, I met my kindergarten teacher when I was working in a fabric store. And she asked me, "Do you still like to draw?" Yeah, I do. I do have a little, what's it called? Collectible book thingy.
Yeah, you have a notebook kind of thing that is more...
where I have collected some of my old stuff, but most of them, I don't have many, but most of them, they've taken hours or days.
It's just because you're a perfectionist.
Yeah.
You want to do it as perfect as you can. You don't want to fail.
Yeah, and even if the drawing is just maybe that small.
Yeah, and she can draw. She can even paint. Once.
That was one time. Hello, cat.
You always love the light. You're not of light. Moving aside from, well, not kind of moving aside from paper stuff though, because I have an interest, I would say. It's a hobby too, because it's involved a lot of reading, and I learn stuff that people other doesn't. If the light is flickering, we have a cat having fun with the light. I would say I like to know stuff.
Yeah.
And I love history.
No.
A lot of history. And we have a saying here in Sweden. And just let me go out the way, cat. And it spells out M-Ö-P. MÖP.
And what is that? I've never heard about that before.
I have never heard it until I was in gymnasium. Gymnasium.
No, that I don't think that's.
No,
right.
College.
Yeah, I think that's more like it.
After high school, you go to college, right? That's right, right?
So.
We call it gymnasium.
Yeah.
And I actually took a course in history there. I didn't need to. I just needed a point, and I put them to history class, and I loved our teacher there. And he has this world on
Word.
yeah, on a test. We had to write all the answer before that, but after that was a question only if you're a MEP you should answer these questions. And I know each and every one of the answer. Well, there were names. I know what they have done, all of them. I can only remember one name. But MEP, if I can translate it to English, and I will say it in Swedish too, it stands for militärhistoriskt överintresserad person. Long Swedish words.
Yeah.
In English it's military history over-interested person. Basically, so it's along there too. So I love history, okay? I always loved history. History, religion in school was always the easiest for me. I mean, I could have pushed a little more into it, have a higher grade, but... And there was the name Doolittle. Yeah, I remember that name. Right now I can't think of his entire name, but Doolittle. And the Doolittle raid. For everyone who knows World War II, you know that was the raid that the Americans did in Japan after Pearl Harbor.
I didn't know about that.
You can see it in the movie Pearl Harbor. Not the greatest movie, but... the love story kind of ruined that movie. So I have a lot of history papers and books. I was one part in a book club here in Sweden that have a lot of military books. You can only get from them. So I have a few books and tanks, and I mean I love it.
Yeah, well, I like history too, but not that much as he does.
you love other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I love the things that take up all the place in our windows.
I mean, we have big window
Seals.
Window, and then the place you can put
Yeah.
place I put.
Yeah.
Do the translation yourself.
Well, I don't know. In the beginning, I didn't like plants, although my family have been doing plants always. My grandfather used to have a plant school. Well, one of the biggest.
Plant school sounds kind of funny.
Yeah.
In a phrasing world, but you know, he was growing them up and then selling them.
Yeah.
That's what he would do.
Yeah.
The plants, that is, not the kids.
That would be funny though.
The plant kids. The small tomato kids.
What?
Never mind. Speak.
Well, my grandfather, he owned a big greenhouse company, and well, in me, I didn't like the plants. I just like to run around and get some lollipops.
And get dirty.
That too. But then on later years, when my mom started to grow things in the garden, I like to, get my own stuff. I had some herbs and some unusual. And then I moved out, and then I could have my own plants. Well, you can drag the one in.
I mean, it's not just a plant. I can hide behind it. I mean, you have a lot more than one.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I had a lot of plants myself, but I usually forget to water them, then I overwater them so they die, and
Yeah.
I don't have green thumbs like she had.
no. Well, this is one of my newer Monstera deliciosa.
I mean,
It's a nice
we have
one.
planned some thing on the screen, but we have cats too, and they love to chew on some stuff.
Yeah, so they are my biggest enemy on this hobby.
Well, not the cats, one cat.
Yeah, well, she mostly eat the dry and dead things.
Yeah, she's helped you there.
But then
They are fed, okay?
Then she's a destroyer of pots.
That too. But we have plans to get that sorted out.
Yeah, so I think that's a hobby of its own to protect the plants.
Probably.
Yeah, but also one hobby that actually came from the plant school thingy, it was actually to play with Pokemon figures. Because I know my mom, after work, she worked with my grandpa. She brought home the big plant boxes where the flowers come in. And then me and my brothers, we drew up the Pokemon Stadium. And then we had our lovely collection of Pokemon figures.
Oh my lord, that's a lot of Pokemon.
Well, some of those have come later on, but most of them are the oldies.
Yeah, there is a lot. I mean, I can see all of them. I can see a lot from Gen 1.
Yeah, and like, I got a Mew.
Oh, it's kind of dirty.
Yeah, because this one, I dug it down in the sandbox. And it was there for a couple of years till my mom was throwing the sand out because we were too old.
And then you find it?
Yeah, and I have kept it since.
I mean, you have a lot. I mean, you have a lot.
And then I got this one that came in those, you know, those Pokeballs that had those candies in it.
I know, I remember. I had a few of those when I was a kid because.
And that candy, it smelled so much. And this Pokemon had all the flavor or the scent stick to it. And I could feel the scent of the candy for many years after.
I think it's kind of not there anymore though.
No. I get one from Germany too.
I mean, it's been mixed up with all the Pokemons, yes.
Yeah. Well, I know the one from Germany was a Dialga. It's a little smaller, but I like it. Some of them has histories.
I mean, I grown up with Pokemon. I was pretty saw the first episode in Sweden, you know, everything else. And I guess maybe saw the first 3 generations, and I kind of quit.
Well, you could say you grow up.
Yeah, I can say that too. But I mean, I still love Pokemon, but I'm a Generation 1 lover.
Yeah.
I mean, I have cosplay Mewtwo, and I'm gonna cosplay him again. We're gonna remake him, and I have some other cosplays from Gen 1 I want to do. I did Blastoise too, but he was not a good cosplay. I did one third prize on him though.
Yeah.
In a competition. It was a Pokemon competition. So.
And then of course there was the Pokemon cards.
I know. I had a few, but not too many.
Well, I remember on the school ground, the kids were playing, we were having fun, and then there always was, you know, the popular thing at the time, and that was Pokemon cards. And we, you know, you trade them, and then there was like a kind of game where you could swap, and depending on how it landed, you win or you lose.
I think you make it up because there is a regular way to play Pokemon cards.
Yeah, well, this was just a trading thing.
Yeah.
Either you win it or you lose.
Like when you play the Pog and you weren't able to flip them, and then you won, so to speak.
Yeah.
You don't remember that because that's my time.
And from that time with the Pokemon cards, I have a card that had traveled across the whole school. Everyone had owned this particular card. And
now you're the only owner of it. That still have it. You're the last owner who still have it.
I was the first owner and I am the last owner. And it's just a Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
And this is the old card from, you know, when the trading card game started.
Yeah, it's a really old one.
And it's pretty sad, but this week is the last week of Ash's journey. And he will retire.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. I mean, he's been going on for quite some while.
Yeah.
So it's time to let him rest, you know? I mean, he's not a kid anymore, even though he's a kid.
So yeah.
I mean, you know a lot more than Pokemon than I do. So
yeah, and I will always
we did the quest, and even though there was stuff you didn't really know, you know a lot.
Yeah, and things that I think I should.
But you know a lot more the later Pokemon than I, you know, because Gen 1 I can, Gen 2 I can some, you know, maybe I can name some on Gen 3. I mean, I really think, but that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, Generation 1 and the Season 1, basically, the Kanto one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those are the episodes that I remember still, and Misty and Brooke. I mean, the characters.
Yeah.
That's why the Gen 1 is the one.
Yeah. Well, we could talk forever about Pokemon.
We can talk forever about hobbies too. I have one last hobby that is my biggest hobby.
Yeah, and it's
I mean, I have some boxes. We don't have enough room. I want an entire room for my stuff, okay? For having this on display and build my own stuff.
Yeah.
That was a little hint. It's not Minecraft because we love playing games, and Minecraft is on the other channels. Go check that out. Link in the description. I used to play with the bigger one, bigger bricks. But when I was 6, I got my first Lego set. I mean, it was just a small one. It was the M-Tron, I guess it's called. And it was a little space thingy, you know. I still have the parts. I have nearly every Lego I have ever got or bought. Not every book, you know, blueprints, but I have most of the blueprints.
Well, that's impressive enough.
I mean, maybe 1 or 2 I don't have. That's what I was gonna say. And of course, I have some that I bought that doesn't have a booklet. And I just did I have so many. I had a table in the living room where I could build my own city. I had road plates and everything. I mean, it was in the Grand City. I mean, I got I was the only kid. I didn't get everything I always wanted, but during Christmas time, maybe birthday, I could point out I want that the most, and I got it. And then the rest, let's say 5 or 8 Christmas gift was maybe another toy, and maybe it was clothes, maybe a comic book or something.
Yeah.
Candy.
Something you needed.
Yeah. And of course, when you get your own money, you can waste them on the things you need. I ordered some in the Lego store, and I have a little Falcon army. And of course, I love the collectible series of the minifigs. So I mean, I'm always active there, feeling the bags, see if I can. Here's 3 Falcons from the 27 series.
Yeah.
Then I can tell you that I have at least 12 more. It's another thing you don't need to know actually, but yeah.
Well, I like Legos too, and those collectibles, but I mostly go for the vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, you like the food stuff. I mean, you have. I always buy. So I have 1 collection whole.
Yeah.
Then you usually take like another chili, another pea, corn.
Yeah.
I mean, you always want the other food stuff.
And an airplane. I like the airplanes.
Yeah, you're a little in there. But I love the castle theme. Well, they don't have castle theme anymore, and I don't love the Ninjago set anymore. First round good, but just I have the Lion's Castle too in the box. We don't have space to build it.
Not yet.
And I'm waiting for a little more order from Lego because they have published. They have new Lord of the Rings set.
Oh my.
I might have a Rivendell on the way here.
Oh my.
So sadly, I don't have too many of the old Lego Lord of the Rings. I have some Gandalfs and some figures.
Yeah.
Some Eurokais and that stuff, but I don't have really any set. I mean, that's sad. But I have some night and I love it. I have a few kilograms of Legos plus.
Yeah.
And of course we have a place, an online store called Tradera here in Sweden, that you can basically an online flea market, basically.
Yeah, like Tradera is more like for collectible items.
I mean, they're for every item. They have clothes, they have DVDs, they have games.
But mostly. But then we also have another one that's called Blocket. And that's more for, like selling...
big stuff.
Yeah.
Cars and furniture and
animals.
This is not a box for your cat. This is one of the... I bought some Lego recently, and this is one I bought for both of us actually.
Ooh.
It's an unopened one.
Be careful with the knife.
I'm always careful. And we have the cat back on the screen. This is like the one where you can have, because in the a video we published after we were at Narcon.
Yeah.
We announced something special.
Yeah, we did.
And I just thought that I needed to buy this when I saw it.
Oh my. Could you call it a cake topper?
You can have it cake. You can have it on the cake.
Oh my!
It's a different hair color. Yes, you can change.
That is cool. I don't know if you can see, but that is amazing. Hello, cat.
So this is Lego 40165, and it's a wedding couple.
That is cute.
We also have a couple of the flower decorations that we're gonna have on the table.
Cat.
And now we have cats grooming on it. Grooming on it. This is not a grooming channel for cats, okay? What's your knife? What's your knife?
Okay.
And he going right back. I can go on and on with Lego. I have a. We were in Stockholm because in Stockholm we have the only Lego store in Sweden
that only sells Lego.
Yeah, we were there. We were actually off for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I was muted. We went to Comic-Con most every day.
Yeah.
Not the entire time, because when we were at the Lego store the first day, there was one working there. We went there. He was just starting his shift. We talked to him. We picked out. You can do your minifigs. We picked out a few. We picked up some bricks. We went out again after that and
having some lunch
and checked some other stores. Then we went back to the Lego store and we stayed until his shift ended. I think it was 4 or 6 hours later.
Yeah.
And then we were back a lot more. We had a lot. And I think we got 6 or 7 promos.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Lego store and you order from them and you're a VIP member, you can get free Lego. And they had hidden side back then. They had like these sets. We have at least 4 left.
Yeah. I think we threw some of them.
We gave one away in the Christmas giveaway we did, and then we gave one to our friend. So we have 4. At least 4 left. We built one ourselves too.
Yeah.
Of course.
So 4 unopened.
Yeah. I'll actually have one free Lego set on the way here too, because I had VIP points to redeem. But I think before I'm gonna talk your death on Lego, and there will probably come some Lego videos in the future.
Yeah.
When I have room to build and stuff.
Well, make sure to subscribe to see those videos in the future.
I have always had a plan because, like I said, I love medieval stuff, and Shima was kind of good with their animals, lions and wolves and whatnot. And I love fantasy, so maybe I have a plan to make a little inspired medieval fantasy world.
That would be nice.
Featuring all the armies that Lego ever made.
Yeah. We have quite a few armies.
Yeah, I have. I have 2 castles in my collections. Not 2 old castles though. I don't have the yellow castles. I'm probably gonna buy them. But I will not bore you to death with a Lego if you don't like it. But there are more to come about that, I guess.
Yeah.
And plantings and maybe Pokemon. Maybe we'll publish a book one day, maybe or 2, or a trilogy, or maybe a big. I should shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. Be quiet. I think you need something soothing.
I have not been able to build Lego for a while, and when I received this package from Lego store,
he went nuts.
From the Lego's webpage, I asked,
yeah,
so fun to build again. Make your own, craft your own, axes and stuff, and the skate and some.
Yeah, but I think clear up the apartment and then you can build some Lego again.
Yeah, probably that.
So what? Then
find a house we can have a room for it.
That too. So maybe a fika and some cleanup.
Sure, let's go for that.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.